me see something here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Some water. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market update show. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I have a couple of topics that I would like to express myself with you guys today. And I've had a couple of subscribers, you know, that have been kind of bitter, you know, that the stock market has been acting kind of erratic, or whatever you want to call it, you know. And he and even said, and he posted one of his comments in my channel that we are a public service watch announcement channel. Why haven't we talked about and let people know that the stock market is crashing? You know, the stock market is crashing. You know, this gentleman was very, very, very upset that I didn't give out that information. You know, but you know how it is. You know, we have all kind of people. And to this gentleman that left me those comments, I'm gonna tell you, Mister, you know, Mister. I want to tell you something, but I'm not. I'm gonna be nice. What's happening? What's happening with the stock market right now is pretty crazy. The stock market is crashing. That's right. The stock market is crashing. And let me tell you, the United States government owns $36 trillion. And out of the $36 trillion, 9 trillion of it is due for refinance. So the government has to refinance $9 trillion worth of debt in the year 2025. 2025, you know, this gentleman, this Mashugana, you know, this Mashugana left me a message. $9 trillion worth of debt in 2025. And what the government is trying to do, you know, Elon Musk and that new president, you know, what they're trying to do is cut spending and increase productivity so that we can offset the deficit from 2 trillion to 0. And when we get to 0, inflation will stop and we'll be able to buy eggs and bacon. Did you hear me, Mr. Mashugana? This is for you. You know, the one that's been leaving me those comments. You know? You understand me? You're a Mashugana. Because what I do it for free to help out you people from getting fleeced and flim-flam. And I'm still giving you this information because I'm stupid like that. You know? Maybe if you do a little reading, you'll know what's happening. You understand me? Okay? That was for you. This whole, you know, this whole thing that I just talked about, that the stock market is crashing, is for you. Because you're telling me that we are a public service watch announcement channel, and I didn't inform you that the stock market is crashing. You know that? It's unbelievable, these people. We have ungrateful people out there. But that's for you. I'm even going to call you a cockroach. Okay? All right, Mr. Cockroach? Leave me a couple of more comments like that again. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have something else to tell you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Achilles. Thank you so much. I got to tell all of you something, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and you guys need to know this. Because a lot of you out there are kind of scared. You know, when you are seeing my prices, you right away call me up to ask me, where do I buy these watches? You buy them anywhere you want. I've been telling you that cash is king. And when you have the cash, you dominate completely the conversation. When I'm going to make deals out there that I buy natural stone from Europe, wherever it comes from, and they tell me a price, and I lowball them. I lowball them all day long. They tell me $100 a square foot for an exotic material, and I say, I'll pay you $50 a square foot. And they tell me, you're crazy. And I said, all right, I'm crazy, but I have cash. And the same thing I'm telling you guys, when you go out there and they're offering you a watch for $15,000, don't be afraid. You offer them $10,000. And they tell you you're crazy, you tell them, that's all right. I have the cash. Just walk away. Maybe that guy won't give it to you for $10,000, but I can promise you that the next and the third one will, because the watch market is dead. You guys are always asking me, where do I buy them? You buy them anywhere you want. There's no money in the street. Nobody's buying watches. Nobody is buying watches, ladies and gentlemen. Get it through your head. Things are really bad out there, whether you guys want to believe it or not. Didn't you just hear what I just finished telling you about? The stock market is crashing, and what we have to do, you know, we have the U.S. government owns $36 trillion. Hay una loquera. It's crazy what's happening. I'm not talking about 36 billion or 36 million. I'm talking about $36 trillion. The stock market is crashing, ladies and gentlemen. Belly up. You guys cannot continue skip hopping around through life like a rabbit. Get it through your head. I know you guys want to believe that the watch market is up and running, but it's not. It is dead, ladies and gentlemen. 36 trillones de dólares. $36 trillion. And that gentleman, you know, the gentleman that does those electric cars, and the new president, they gotta get this thing down. They gotta bring that deficit down. From $9 trillion, they got to bring it down in 2025. You know? So we can, this inflation that we have going on, ladies and gentlemen, tenemos un arroz con mango. We have rice with mango. You know, mango, that fruit, you know, that fruit, mango. Ladies and gentlemen, the shit has hit the fan. I'm not going to even hide in telling you what Kino says. You know, la mierda le dio el abanico. I'm just going to tell you in English. Ladies and gentlemen, the shit has hit the fan. It's your moment to buy whatever you want. Whatever you want. Cash is king. You will dominate the conversation the same way I dominate the conversation when I'm buying natural stone from Italy. You know, when I'm buying natural stone from Italy, they say $100 a square foot. I say $50. And you know, somewhere between the $50 and the $100, I get the number I'm looking for. And it's the same thing with you guys. So when I get these comments for you guys saying, well, where do I buy that? Parecen unas locas. Parecen unas locas. Where do I buy that? Where do I get at? Where do I get those prices? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Stop being misogynous. Parecen unas locas, unas cabras enfermas. Asking me, where do I buy? They're everywhere. Do you know how many watches I have denied in the last month? I don't want watches now. They're dead. I have enough of what I have. I have enough. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not seeing, you didn't see that program, you know, with those two gentlemen, you know, A Night at the Roxbury, you know, the two brothers. One is smart, one is dumb, you know. One is like, you know, he's introverted, you know, he's just quiet in a corner. And the other one, you know, it's more alive, he talks and all that. Well, he did a show, you know, those people at a Happy Feet, you know, Happy Feet. They did a show in cahoots, you know, with their silence partner, you know, the toupee wig man with the tight jeans, yellow shoes, pink pants, flower shirts, you know, the toupee. He's like 80 years old. He's worth like $400 million, and they made a video, you know, selling, you know, watches among each other, all stage. It's all stage. And you guys are skip hopping around through life like rabbits, believing these flim-flammers, you know, who've been giving you the logo for so long. And me, what do I get? And what does Sweet Kid Kino's here today? He's back again from vacation with his fiancée. And the one that's given me all this information is no other than Sweet Kid Kino, the brains behind this channel. You know? Unbelievable. But exactly, it's what it is, a clickbait. And he's having you guys over there watching his program. You know why? Because the situation is bad, ladies and gentlemen. The situation is bad. You know, it's really bad. You know how bad it is? $36 trillion. Lo que le dejaron al presidente de este país, what they left this new president, fue una bola de mojones. You know, they left him a shitstorm, is what they left him. A shitstorm. I'm not no political person. I just read, and I also listen to the brains of the channel that explains to me everything what's happening for America to get back in their feet. Ladies and gentlemen, so you have those two clowns, you know, at the Night at the Roxbury, the two brothers, you know, one is slow, one is fast, you know, unbelievable. One has very little hair, the other one has hair, you know, and he's in a corner quiet, you understand me? Quiet, you know, and the other one is doing all the talking, and they're doing a stage between these Happy Feet people and toupee wig men selling watches. Toupee wig man is always every 4 months selling watches to these two gentlemen at the night at the Roxbury. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta stop that. These people are unbelievable. They're just promoting each other because the watch market is dead. They need to promote. None of your favorite Muppet boiler room secondary grade watch market dealers are not doing any more content. You know, I'm telling you, they're not doing no more content. Like, you know, Big Pun and Heavy D, you know, out of the Lone Star State, those two overweight twin brothers, you know, always dressed in black. They haven't made a content in 4 months because there's no more action out there. People ain't buying no more watches, ladies and gentlemen. You also have those two brothers. You know, these are all brothers, set of brothers. Also from the Lone Star State, the two Jehovah Witness brothers. They haven't done no more content. You know, the ones that you guys send them your consignment watches and they rate your watches from a scale to 1 to 10. That's an embarrassment, ladies and gentlemen. And you guys are just skip hopping around through life like a rabbit, you know, believing these two Jehovah Witness brothers, you know. They're going to give you a rate. You know, they're going to give you a scale in how you package, you know, the watches you're giving them away for free. You guys, ustedes son unos lambones. Ustedes son unos lambones. We give you knowledge. You know, we bring you something good to the table. And what do we get? We get the short end of the stick. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. We won't be here forever. You'll go back to watching that other gentleman that hasn't done a video also in months. You know, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes with his sidekick, Jimmy the Cricket, with the Chia Pet spray can hair. That's what you like, you know? And you're going to go watch who? The Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo. That's what you like, you know? And you're going to go watch the other two gentlemen, you know? The two toddler body brothers. And you guys are just going to buy raffle tickets from them. That's what you guys like. Ladies and gentlemen, estamos jodidos, papi. No hay dinero por la calle. No hay dinero, papá. No hay dinero. No hay estilla. No sean más lambones. No sean más lambones. I'm telling you, I'm doing this video because that gentleman, you know, he rubbed me the wrong way when he said that, aren't you a public service watch announcement channel? Why didn't you tell us the stock market has crashed? Unbelievable, that cockroach. What a cockroach, you know? What a real cockroach telling me something like that, you know? Eso es así, pai. Eso es así. There's no money out there. There's no money. No hay dinero. No hay pasta. No hay plata. No hay cuartos. No hay chelito. No hay chavo. No money, no honey. You see that? People reading my mind. Mr. Wicked is reading my mind. No money, no honey, papi. Logo. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys need to know. In the year 2018, before the Corona era, you know, before the Corona era, I was buying watches, me, myself, I was buying watches left and right. And I have a good friend of mine in downtown Miami, Florida. And this gentleman in 2018, he was offering me, I want you to listen to this and learn. So when you finish here, when you dedicate these 25 minutes here, you go out smarter. Because nobody's going to talk to you what I'm telling you. They're never going to tell you what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Never. They're never going to tell you, but I am going to tell you because I'm stupid like that. That's fine. You know, these Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market dealers, you know what they say about me? That guy is stupid. He gives them all that information, and what does he get in return? Yeah, I get this in return. But I don't care because, you know what? I have single-handedly disrupted and rattled the Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market. That's right. And I have saved, I have saved thousands and tens of thousands to recovering tomato cans. How's that? And that makes me happy, But I'm going to throw you back again to 2018. Unbelievable year, 2018. Thank you, Mr. Blair. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell you, in 2018, I was collecting watches like a sickle, like an addict. And a friend of mine's in downtown had this beautiful, brand new Patek Philippe Nautilus Rose Gold 5980. Unbelievable time machine. I might be wrong with the 2018, but I can assure you it was before the Corona beer era. And this watch that I'm talking about has a retail price of $108,820. And my chum friend was trying to sell me this watch. So you can see the markup. Learn, listen and learn. So you can see the markup that it was in the years 2016, 17, 18. So you can see the markup. $108,820. Listen and learn. And my friend was trying to sell me that watch for brand new, for $129,000. I didn't buy it, and my friend had a hard time getting rid of that Nautilus 5980 rose gold chrono. The watch that in the Corona era went all the way up to 400 and change. 400,000 and change. And I didn't buy it for $129,000. All the way up. I'm still annoyed at that cockroach that, ain't you guys a public service watch announcement? Why didn't you tell us about the stock market? What a cockroach. Unbelievable. What an ungrateful mashigana. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't buy the watch, the Nautilus Rose Gold Chrono, 5980 for the 129. And my friend had a hard time, ladies and gentlemen. He couldn't sell it. If his life depended on it. He couldn't sell it. He couldn't sell it. And I remember me talking to him. I said, yo, Joey, what happened, Joey, with the watch? He said, I sold it for $122,000. Unbelievable, right? This watch today is the present, present, present time, present time, 2025, 2017, 18 to 2025. And that watch, that collector's dream, that collector's choice, that collector's grade, has dropped faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. Listen and learn. Be patient so you can learn. Remember, the watch was being offered to me in 2018 for $129,000. He was making what? Probably he was making a markup of $20,000 and he couldn't get $20,000. He had to settle for $15,000, $14,000 profit, which that's the normal price on those, high ticket items, Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. Smart money, get it through your head. Smart money is staying away from luxury goods. Smart money is staying away from luxury goods. Don't be Don't be crumb bums. I'm telling you. But ladies and gentlemen, we're in the present day of 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, that same watch, it's not a new one. This is a used slider condition material watch. Used. But it has all the bells and whistles. You know, bells and whistles. You know, bells and whistles. Y la campana, Kino. Sweet kid, Kino, mad at me. Unbelievable, that Kino. Unbelievable. So, ladies and gentlemen, full set. It's just a 2017, right? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a secret today so you can take it to the bank. You know, all the channels are going to come to me and watch me and use my blueprints to repeat what I'm telling you. And that's fine, because we like that. We like it because I'm stupid like that, right? So we're on 2025, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how close the numbers are getting to 2017 and 18 and 16. I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that Patek Philippe Crown of Rose Gold. Unbelievable watch. They went all the way up. You know, like the song, all the way up, all the way up. Unbelievable. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. Exactly. I'm telling you, they flock. Mr. Blair, they flock to hear what I say, to repeat it, and their channels are open. My channel's not open because I drop too much knowledge. I drop too much truth. But the ones that have their channels open, open to get views, unbelievable. They come and get my blueprints over here because, they come on. Kino's from the streets. He knows everything, And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you this so you know what we're heading to. Don't pay for that 5980 Patek Philippe Crown of Rose Gold. Don't pay more. Are you ready for this? You ready for this? Look how close it's getting already. Don't pay more than $139,000 and 2018. But listen and learn, because you might be thinking, wow. And dropping, you know it, Mr. Blair. You think that the prices from 2018, I told you $129,000, and I just finished telling you the price of this one. It's gonna surpass under that 129. The watch market is dead, Bobby. We're in trouble in this country. This country owns $36 trillion, Papa. Esto está jodido. People don't realize. If you didn't hear what I said at the beginning of this live podcast, you go back and look at it so you can hear what I said. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. We own, this government owns 36 trillones, $36 trillion and logo. I know what I'm telling you. Watches are gonna go under the price that I just finished telling you. A Patek Philippe in 2018 was $129, and it's gonna go under that. No hay dinero, papi. No hay estilla. No hay dinero. You do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know what's going on. I'm just, because you guys continue to skip, hop around, like a rabbit through life. Giving away your children's tuition money and giving away your hard-earned, ¿cómo es la palabra esa? Earn, ¿verdad? Earn. Your hard-earned money, to these flim-flammers, to these hucksters, to these hoodwinks. that they don't even do no more content for you no more. No more. Papi, there's no more. Listen to me. The only channels now that can do some content is channels like this one bringing out the truth. And now they're getting my blueprints to be like me because that's the only thing they have left. All these monkeys, all these cockroaches are going to start looking for new professions. Are going to have to start looking for new professions. There's some good money to be made out there. It doesn't have to be just watches. But right now, it ain't there no more. I have told you already the SBA loans are over. The PPP loans are over. The government grants are over. Look at this. The Dow is up 2,200 today. Good day. Okay. Okay, here you go. It's up. There you go. But you have to be smart. You cannot continue giving away your children's tuition money. You know, you got to get smart. There's no more. Listen, you're not going to see no more the fancy sushi dinner, you know, the $17,000 steak dinner, the guy with the white t-shirt and the paddock. I heard the guy with the white t-shirt paddock, paddock, he already pounded, to pay the rent in the steakhouse, the guy with the sunglasses, the paddock, the white t-shirt, and he puts a barbecue bone in your mouth and he pulls it back out. Unbelievable. I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I know I won't be here forever. I understand that. But while I'm here, I'm having fun. Because these people, they would like to see me out. They know that I have rattled and disrupted and dismantled the Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market. I know what I'm telling you. They want me out, but they can't get me out. This channel is 100% organic. Organico. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something else. There's another watch that in that Corona era, this watch is a 5711. 5711. The same year that they retired, they did discontinue, the collector's choice, collector's dream, collector's gray, they retired this Patek Philippe. That's right. They retired, along with the blue dial. But before they retired, they made a few of them with the color green dial. Green dial. Retail price is $34,000 and change. So you guys can't hear me. I'm so sorry, guys. What a bummer. I'm sorry. It's back. Okay, good. So anyway, going back quickly to the Patek, the stainless steel with the green dial 5711 discontinued watch. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Patek. And it was all the way up at one moment in that Corona beer era to $380,000. Don't pay for that watch. Do yourself a favor. Don't pay for that watch more than $165,000 in dropping. You know, things are bad out there. There's no more money, and people know. These smart people that have these heavy hitter watches, they know they got to get rid of the watch already, because it's just going to keep on dropping. It's not going to hold. It's not. It's artificially. It's an artificial price. It's BS. You understand me? So this is what's going on. I'm going to talk to you about another watch, which you guys love very much. And you know, last week we had that show in Geneva, and we had a bunch of watches, but one in particular came back out again. This is how they do it, you know? This is how they break the rhythm. They break the rhythm. They came back out with a Rolex Daytona, yellow gold with a green dial with the gold gauges, you know, minute, seconds, and hour. And this watch is unbelievable. It's a beautiful looking watch. And I told you already that you know, that John Mayer, whatever you call it, the guitar guy, that watch is dropping. You know, that watch is dropping, and it's going to keep on dropping. That watch, I remember being off of that watch for $37,000 in the year 2018. In the year 2018, I was offered that watch for the amount that I just finished telling you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is this watch right here. The price of this watch is $38,700. You know, the John Mayer. And I'm going to tell you, no matter what they try to tell you, they're going to keep on artificially. They're going to keep on trying to hold up these prices. You know, I'm going to tell you something else that you should know. On the 28th of April, there will be a big watch convention here in Miami, Florida. You know, again, a big watch convention. You know, between them, you know, they're gonna try to hype up prices all over again. Stand firm, ladies and gentlemen. The watch market is dead. La situación está jodida. No sean lambones. No regalen su dinero. Don't give your money away. Don't give your money away. So letting you know, on the 28th of April, there will be a watch convention show here in Miami. Just in case you want to go and you have cash and you're the king, you go there. But I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that Rolex Daytona yellow gold with the green dial. John Mayer. I mean, you do whatever you want. I'm saying, you're seeing it, right? Good for you. You're seeing it. Watch the price I'm going to tell you. Don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for that watch more than $50,500. And you do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. La situación está jodida. There's no money out there. $36 trillion the United States own. Papi, no sean pendejos. No sean gilipollas. No sean pendejos. You cannot continue being tomato can addicts. You gotta become recovering tomato cans. No matter what you keep on seeing out there, 75, 69, 63. The number is $50,500 for a used slider condition material. John Mayer. Oh, no. He's dead. He's dead. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. I'm telling you that nobody is doing no watch content. The only ones that dared themselves to do some watch content was those two gentlemen at the night at the Roxbury. You know, two brothers. One is stupid, one is smarter, one is taller, one is shorter, you know, and then you have their sidekick, which is their silent partner in the business world, to flim-flam you with watches, to pay wingman, you know, with the pink shoes, purple pants, flower shirts, and the toupee, glued on his head, because things are bad. They have to try to find a way to sell watches, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you another watch so you can understand the year 2018. This is an AP Royal Oak 15400 Rose Gold Blue Dial Boutique Edition. You have to be a mammoth, colossal to get this watch. The 15400, discontinued, collector's grade, collector's choice. Understand? Collector's dream. This dream. And ladies and gentlemen, you had to be, I'm telling you, you had to be a mammoth, a colossal. I'm telling you, you had to be Tarzan. You had to be Tarzan's mother, Tarzan's father, King Kong. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This watch at one moment was over $250,000 in that Corona beer era. This is going to be sickening what I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be sickening what I'm going to tell you. I'm still thinking about that cockroach that, try to tell me that if this is a real public service watch announcement channel, why didn't you let us know that the stock market is crashing? And maybe many of you don't believe that the stock market is crashing, and that's fine. I think that new president wants to put a tariff to that country over there, and I forgot. I think it's the Asia. No. Well, over there, China. 100% tariff. It's crazy what's happening in the world, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy. But we own $36 trillion, and somebody has to pay for it. Because we've been the only spoof balls paying tariffs around the whole world, ladies and gentlemen. And people are still questioning that, and they're mad. Because we want to continue getting this. I say, señor. Anyway, guys. Enough of this already. Don't pay for that 15400 Rose Gold Boutique Edition. Discontinue. Blue Dial. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You do. This is a 2000. This watch is a 2018, 17. I'm telling you, back to those days. How much do you think I'm gonna say that you should pay for that watch? How much? Somebody put a number there. Okay, to inform. Okay, it recovered. All right, it recovered. The stock market recovered to that cockroach, that Michiganer. Does anybody know what I'm going to say for you not to pay for that 15400? Anybody? No, nobody knows. Okay, that's pretty close. Okay, Mr. Donut, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Wicked, I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that beautiful boutique edition. Boutique edition, and most of will discontinue. Your favorite word. Collector's grade, collector's choice, collector's dream. Believable. Don't pay more than $60,000 and you do whatever you want, but we're heading back to the year 2018. The prices are going to go under 2018. Don't think they're going to go back to 2018. They're going to go under. Listen and learn. You're going to have a bunch of copycatters come and get the blueprints from this video so they can repeat it. That they can repeat it. You don't believe me? You guys don't believe me? That's up to you. It's what it is. You guys don't have to believe me. You guys don't have to believe me. You know what you have to believe? Keep on believing, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes and his sidekick Jiminy Cricket with the Chia Pet spray can hair. Their friend, their buddy, the walrus fat bastard. The hungry hippo Mr. Magoo. Big Pun and Heavy D, the oversized young man from the Lone Star State, the two Jehovah Witness brothers from the Lone Star State, the two toddler body brothers, the two toddler body brothers out of Miami, Florida. Keep on believing them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this helps you out in some way and you learn something about where prices are heading to. They're heading back to prices of 2018, but only under 2018, just to let you know. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this unbelievable channel. This channel, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this, but we have another anniversary getting very, very close. Very close. Remember, to get a subscriber to subscribe in anybody's channel is almost impossible. Almost impossible. And we've done the impossible. We've had almost 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. I'm just letting you know we're almost there and we're going to celebrate it very big. No, we're going to do things and everything. We're going to do a cake, everything to celebrate the 8,000 subscribers. Just to let you know. Anyway, guys, like we say always, me and Sweet Kino, take care and brush your hair. Peace.